Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities. If you guys need any help with anything commodity related, definitely check out finding-value.com, the platinum membership. Use the word discount in the coupon code and get yourself a discount. And the yearly membership is the one that gets the larger discount. We're going to go through the dollar, yields. We're going to hit precious metals, which did very well today, and then go through all the sectors and ETFs that I follow in the commodity sector. We have a 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Sunday, Platinum members question and answer session. So don't forget to hit that up. We are going to talk a lot about the opportunities out there. Some of them have really taken off and are up 50% over the past week on some of our energy service companies. And we'll talk about all those. All right, guys, so let's dive in. I'll give you my financials opinions here. We've got the DXY. The DXY is basically flat today. Not too much to say there, although it is in a good momentum downtrend ever since this, we'll call it, this guy kind of broke out to the downside there. So I see the dollar heading lower for the DXY, the relative strength of the dollar. Yields are still hanging around here. We're back at support. So you can kind of just draw these simple trend lines. Trend line up, that trend line basically broke, did a retest, fell on down. You can draw another trend line down, another break. And now we're coming back to support at this general vicinity right there. Now we're going to find out which way this thing's going to go. If we don't hold support, we'll break on down and start flying higher, or we can get support here and bounce higher. So we'll find out what we do. For yields, bond prices when yields are higher are typically lower, but that looks good for a continued move higher momentum-wise with bond prices. And then the 30-year yield, it is up higher today, right? Not quite as far down as the 10-year yield. 10-year yield's all the way back here, but it is nonetheless a little bit higher today. The TYX-TNX ratio could fall lower. We're seeing oil break out, and this could continue to invert the curve with time. We did go up today, the 10-year yield going up at a faster pace than the 30-year yield, and that's why this ratio is lower. So think of it as the curve is inverting. Looking at the commodities index, still rocketing higher here, looks good for a run, maybe a brisk run to the upside. It does not mean it will go straight higher, but it does look good. And oil is breaking out of its pattern, which is very similar to the overall commodities index. And I do think that we're going to see a run higher here in commodities. So this is the CRB to S&P 500. We're back at support, that support level that I've got down here. And we'll see if we get a bounce higher and commodities can outperform the S&P 500. I'm not stating that commodities will beat the S&P 500 continually. I'm just stating that we could beat it and we could go on higher here. Gold up $22.75 today. Nice big run higher. It is finishing quite strong to the upside. I think this will continue to the upside in the short term with that momentum. We are coming into some resistance here. So if we take a bigger picture view, if I were to just kind of draw a quick thing in here, it's not going to be perfect. We do have some resistance up there. So we're probably going to come into this zone. We'll probably slow down a little bit. We may even pull back at some point, and then we're going to try to make new all-time highs. But that's going to take some time. So be patient. Look for opportunities, perhaps in the gold and silver mining sector. And when we break into all new all-time highs, it's probably going to be a good spot where the miners hopefully really get moving. Silver up today, up 2%. Are we breaking out of this? Silver looks really strong. I don't see too much selling pressure here. I do think we could easily break higher and move on higher in silver. So gold's our leader. Gold's taken off. I think silver's going to take off with it. Platinum, down a teeny bit today, but I still think this looks absolutely excellent for a move higher. So we've got a good bullish engulfing here, and we just got slow selling pressure after it. Still looks good. XEU to gold ratio. The ratio is basically flat today. Still haven't broken out of that longer term picture here, but it's looking good on the monthly time frame. Looks very strong, very close to its highs on the month, so finishing strong. There's GDX up 1.46%, looking strong, doing all right. Same with SILJ looking strong, putting in the bullish engulfing where we could head higher. So that's also looking good, above support. Everything looks fantastic for a move on higher. Crude oil up 1.95%. A lot of the guys thinking that increasing interest rates is going to kill demand. That is not a true statement. They released all, they were selling their mom's strategic petroleum reserves all through here. They released something over 200 million barrels to crush this price lower. They came out with a report saying that the oil that they released declined the oil price by $6 a barrel. These guys don't know what, they're either don't know what they're doing, or they're straight up lying. This is going way higher. China's reopening. I see a lot more demand for oil. I know some people said, well, what about the build in oil? I don't know if that build, which doesn't make any sense, an 18 million barrel build, if that was released from the strategic petroleum or what. A lot of people are kind of confused. I don't know if we can even have that large of a million barrel increase in a week's span. So it's probably erroneous data in my opinion. But it looks like the markets don't really care. It's heading higher. It's looking fantastic for crude oil. Natural gas heading a little bit lower. This still is going to take some time, guys. This has got a pretty big momentum down move. We're probably going to have to somehow put in some sort of bottoming process before we move higher. So just be patient. I still think that this is more or less a accumulation cylinder. Yeah, we are below it. There's nothing stating that this cylinder has to be butt up against this. There's a bunch of ones that come back down and consolidate at a much lower level. In fact, some are breaking out right now that do not line on the bottom here. So we'll have to see what this does, what kind of pattern it creates, and we'll have to see what that looks like. XOP, yeah, you know me, heading a little bit higher today, up 0.53%. So that's looking good. We finished quite strong there. Little hammer candlestick, do some hammering, but broken down trend still looks good. OIH, we are up there, guys. This thing is looking fantastic. Let's look at the monthly here. It's going to be a really strong candlestick here. Hopefully it closes the month out strong and we get a big drive to the upside. Looking at Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, up a little bit today at 0.7%. We don't have too much selling pressure after this big selling pressure day, so this can go either way. Again, I'm still looking at this. If I were to take a guess, it's still okay to go lower because we have no reversal candlestick yet. So this is a reversal candlestick here of this uptrend move, and this could be considered one big fat bloody nose, so to speak, an inverted bloody nose. But we'll see what's going on, and we'll see what the trading action is next week. URNM is still looking very strong. We've got a bullish piercing pattern there, and the buyers keep coming in and buying it up. So this does look strong to move higher with time. Solar is still right underneath its resistance line. There we are, but I think this thing's ready to rock and roll to the upside. It looks very good. There's a couple of companies that have massive volatility that could move quite a bit in the solar sector. So that's looking good. COPX, that is looking fantastic. Basically a flat day today, but no reversal candlestick. Still looking good to move higher. You know, keep in mind though, guys, we have had a pretty big run. Your entry point's down here, and we're up $41 from $28 or so. It's a pretty big move in a short period of time. So keep that in mind. Lithium is right above support. It still looks really good here, actually. Now that we've gotten up above it, the selling pressure is not too much. We're using it as support. We'll see if we can jump off this support level and move on higher. REMX also looking good. Had a little bit of selling pressure today, down 0.95%, but the momentum came back higher throughout the day, so that's looking good. We're above support, so everything's holding together so far. S&P 500. Ooh, is this thing going to break? It's a bullish engulfing pattern that we got today. The closing price and opening price engulfs the day before it. That is a general rule of thumb to move higher. And we're right on that resistance line. Maybe not that resistance line. We're right on that resistance line here. So we'll see if we can break. It's got the momentum to try to do it. So next week, we'll see if we can break to the upside and move higher. This was my double bottoming pattern. NASDAQ also putting in a little bit of a turtle head. What's a turtle head? A turtle head is where you're peeking out saying, hey guys, look at me. That's a bullish engulfing as well. That usually resolves itself to the upside. So that's looking good for the NASDAQ. EEM continuing to move higher. I do think that that is a spot that I'd be looking. Emerging markets looking fantastic. Home builders looking good. Good old Gary home builders. Gary, who's Gary? Bullish engulfing, ready to run higher. A little bit lower interest, well, higher interest rates today, but home builders looking fantastic. What's going on here, guys? Why are the home builders moving higher? Are they going to do some sort of like home buying program or something? I don't know. Looking at Moo moving higher, looking good. Base right above its support level, looking good to move on up. Copper still throwing down some good numbers. We're at $4.22 for copper. Nice big move higher, up 0.45%. And honestly, guys, this looks really good. Still looks good to go higher. Lumber, land on the lumber, 2.8%. Looking fantastic on lumber. Nice strong finish. Breaking out of its descending wedge. Looks like it wants to go higher. Home builders are also matching this optimism. We've got iron ore. Iron ore is still in its pattern here, but that's back in Thursday, December 29th. Up 0.2%. I don't know why the chart's not updating it there. And then we got nickel. It is coming on back. We've went into an ascending wedge, and we'll probably go into a full retest there. Actually, basically, the way I drew it, it's probably about what we're going to do here. Let me throw in a... it's probably going to be something like that. So something on the lines of that. I'll leave that in there. Your breakout is kind of your entry point in here. So it's going to be something on the lines of that. And you put it to kind of where it broke out. And that's basically back to this line here for a full retest. For nickel, aluminum up. And I think aluminum looks fantastic, guys. Inverted head and shoulders. It's going higher. I like it quite a bit. Baltic Dry Index down a little bit. We're doing kind of a full retest. And then I think we'll move on higher with Baltic Dry Index. Just be patient with it. Newcastle coal up 2%. I know that had a pretty strong selling day yesterday. So we kind of blew out yesterday. It's coming back up. I still think that this could run into some headwinds here. We could see a lower coal price in the short term. And then Ethereum still rolling on higher. Changes to the candlesticks, breaking out of this pattern to the upside. And Bitcoin getting a little bit more buying pressure than Ethereum. And that's also... oh, I already drew it in there. That's also breaking to the upside, gaining some momentum. So that looks good as well. So everything looking quite good, guys, in the markets. Oil breaking to the upside, copper looking strong, rare earth metals looking strong, gold and silver killing it. Everything's looking quite good. Quite good. And in the short term, we'll see if that can continue, that momentum. There's opportunities all over this market. If you're looking and trying to find opportunities, they're out there. And I'm hitting those opportunities up. We'll talk about those opportunities on Sunday during the Platinum question and answer session on the website. And we'll catch you guys there. So give me a thumb up for the content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.